Good morning, half-ass travelers on this very blustery day here at the Florida RV Supershow in Tampa, Florida. Today we're going to be looking at a few models that we really haven't seen. We haven't taken a real close look at these Class Cs. Yeah. These models are from a company called Phoenix, and they're not like one of those mainstream RVs. These are more along the lines of a custom Class C build. So we're very interested to see what's going on inside. So without further ado, let's get going.
Hey there, I'm Rose.
And I'm Dan. And we are the Half-Ass Travelers. Well, here's a change. I actually have a build card in front of me. So the first unit we're going to be looking at is this 2026 Phoenix Cruiser 2351D. It's on the E450 chassis. That is the Econoline chassis. And there's a whole bunch of other information here that, you know what, we're just going to post on the screen for you so you can check it out. This being the 2351D, it's a double slide unit. You got a small slide on the passenger side and a larger slide on the driver's side. And as you can see, this one is already sold, and it's only day 2 of the show. So this one obviously sold on day 1. So these Phoenix models are pretty popular. I like the design. What do you think, Rose? Yeah, not bad, right? The gold and the black and the white, it all kind of, you know, it's like a dynamic color difference. It's very, you're going to be noticed going down the road in this Phoenix. All right, let's go down the outside first. Right here on the living area side, the outdoor living area side of the coach, you've got a couple of 120 plugs. And let's see what's down here, if I can get these open. This is a battery compartment. And this is a very different locking system. You're basically just turning those screws and tightening them up to latch that cabinet down. That's different. You don't usually see a slide on the passenger side of the units because this is the outdoor living side, but this one does have the slide over here. And up underneath the slide, we've got this compartment here. It's a storage compartment. It's got carpeted bottom on it, and it's a pretty decent size. Now, you see this latching system they have to keep the door open? That's good, because we don't usually like these when they're got the piano hinges on the top. Kind of gets in the way of accessing the storage. So we would much rather see, for our purposes, a side hinge, but they do have this to keep it open, and that's a plus. Now there is this compartment under here, which we're gonna find out if that even comes out. It looks like a drawer of some sort, but it is a cabinet door. So if I can find out what's behind there and what those handles are for, we will definitely let you know. But we're gonna continue moving on around the back side of the coach. A lot of coaches have eliminated the spare tire on their coaches to keep that cargo capacity number up. This has a very significant cargo capacity, so there's no problem there. So you got your spare tire holder here, and look at this. Is that storage? No. Okay, so this looks like access panel for some of the mechanical systems in the coach. There's a little bit of storage there, but it's not very deep. You see these LED light system all in the bumper, and you've got the trailer hitch down here. And you can see all the suspension parts. And then if you look right under there, Rose, see it? There's the black tank gate valve. Let's see if we can find the other gate valves. I'm guessing they're probably over here behind this cabinet. More piano hinges. Okay, look at that. We've seen this kind of hose before, mainly on the road trek. It looks like a macerator pump. Now, I don't know if that is just for the gray water or if it's for the black water. You can definitely see the gate valve over there for the black water. And there's also some water hookups here as well. They've got everything behind these piano hinges. Here's your gasoline fill, which is under lock and key, and that's a neat feature. Got an outdoor shower and your water connections and an umbilical for shore power. You've got another slide on this side. This is an exhaust for, it looks like a refrigerator exhaust, but we're gonna find out when we go inside. So we might expect to see a kitchen in this slide area. So let's see what's up under here. I'm going down on my knees. It's a little early, but why not, right? Gotta do it. Okay, there's your propane tank access. That's not bad. Now I'm gonna go a little forward. All right, this one's a little easier to access at the front of the slide. And there's your generator, RVMP generator. We've been seeing these RVMP generators in a lot of new units. They're very popular. All right, Rose, you ready to go look inside?
Yep.
Let's do it. On the outside, you've got this grab handle, and it's kind of badged for the Phoenix. Really nicely done. We saw that on that Hoosier custom cruiser. They've got the same sort of deal. Theirs had a little bit of texture in the plexiglass, so it was really nice. But this also has the keyless entry, and it's also got these frameless windows that we like. Those are very common now in the new units. You see it's got one step coming out when I open the door. Now, it's a standard RV door. It's got the window with no frosting on it, but it does have a built-in shade with a little doohickey here to grab the bottom of the shade. So there is a built-in shade. That's a plus. That's more than we have in ours. And then you've got a screen door that is attached to the inside. We really love the retractable screen door. It's a lot nicer than that clunky door, which may rattle. Let's go up to the driving compartment. All right, this looks like more of our typical E450 setup, except that, like in the Hoosier custom cruiser, you can see they've done this dashboard with kind of a texture on this plastic. It's really nice. It's got the big screen. That's nice. All the controls are analog down here. You've got this in the place of the rear view mirror. You've got a camera here, but you also have a rear view mirror up here. But obviously, there's not much you can see in the rear view mirror because there are no windows directly to the back. At least you can keep an eye on the kids, right? Up overhead of the whole thing, you've got a flat panel TV. Not for the driver when he's driving, of course, but it's good for the rest of the coach. As far as the rest of the driving compartment, the computerized leveling system here, let me show them this on the camera, Rose. The computerized leveling system is down here. Yeah, right next to the side. I have one comment on the driving position. Now you see this large kind of engine cover here, engine cowl. It kind of gets, it gets in the way of a really comfortable driving position. It's not bad, but it's just, if that was a little bit smaller, you'd have a little more legroom in the front. Now these seats, look at these cushion seats, very comfortable. This is a black leather, and it's really comfortable. I'd be worried driving this cross country because I'd be worried I'd fall asleep because these things look really comfortable. They feel really comfortable. Up overhead, you've got a couple of storage bins. Now let's look at these cabinets. They've got those substantial hinges. These are residential hinges. They've got a magnetic close. And this one has a nice, like, kind of etched window in it, and so does this one as well. Looks like they're matching on both sides. Do they go around behind the TV? They do not, because the TV comes out right here. Now you can see this TV is on a swivel, so you can adjust the position to make it easier to see in the back. And then just back here, you've got another cabinet. And it's going to stay shut. These cabinets are really nice. These are definitely made of wood, not those composite materials. And yeah, they seem very sturdy. Over here, Rose, we got just a flip up with the JBL controller and your Sony, looks like a DVD, and another cabinet right there. Look what I found, Rose. Right inside the door, they've got this really comfy, we saw the Phoenixes a couple years ago, and I remember this seat specifically because it was really a good idea. There's just enough room here. They could have put a built-in seat here, but it wouldn't have been nearly as comfortable as this one. And this one, it's a little more adaptable. You can move it around as you need it, and it is really comfortable. And it's a recliner, and it's got that same black leather as the driving seat. Moving over here, we've got also a reclinable sofa. Doubles as a sleeping area. And yeah, it's got the good height on the back, very comfortable, very bare bones. We prefer theater seating, but in the absence of that, this is like a next best thing because it does have the recline. Up overhead, we've got some wooden cabinets. And again, I don't know what you think of this wood texture, Rose. It's a little dark for our taste, and I'm not sure about these. I mean, these are the Phoenix signature grab handles for the cabinet doors. Yep, yeah, make sure you get those with that fleur-de-lis on there. And I don't know, it's very rustic looking. Now, as far as the valance goes, that's a little fleur-de-lis overload, I think. It does have the awning window on the bottom, 2 awning windows similar to what we have, very easy to operate. Also in the slide here, now remember on the outside we saw that vent. We thought it was a refrigerator vent. Well, yeah, it sure is. And look at the refrigerator. It's the doors. It's a Norcold fridge, but you almost wouldn't recognize it with the wood frame that they've added to the front of the doors. And that's pretty cool. They've got that to match. Let's go across to the kitchen while I'm standing here and talking about the fridge. Up over the kitchen cabinets, you've got a huge GE microwave, and you see they've got this thing to keep the door from opening, but that is a double-decker GE microwave convection oven, and that is a substantial piece of appliance there. That's one of the largest microwaves we've seen in these RVs. Another cabinet right next door with the power plug for the microwave. What do you think of the sink? Nice big bowl sink. Now, we wish that this faucet came up a bit, but it's not bad. This pull out, and then also, Rose, look, it's got one of your favorite, yes, got the countertop extension. Rose loves seeing that countertop extension. Every RV should have one. And then while we're over here, let's talk about there's the battery switch down there, some light switches, and then up over the door, we've got all the controls for the unit, your inverter control, and all the controls that you need to operate it. A lot of these are analog. I don't see a touch screen, but that's okay. We're okay with that. Sometimes those are less prone to failure. You've got kind of a half storage underneath the sink, and then these two substantial drawers. Now these are stapled cabinets, stapled drawers, and I don't think they're not soft close. I wish these had some kind of latch like the other cabinets did to keep them closed so they're not opening while you're in transit. And then you've got another cabinet here with some pull-out drawers. You know, they're sturdy drawers. They may not be the dovetail joints, but they are pretty sturdy, and these are being held in by friction, and this one does have a magnet clasp to keep it shut. On top, you've got this dual burner gas cooktop. Yep, and let's see, is there a fan under there? I don't see a fan, but I do see a light. Oh yeah, there is a fan up under the microwave, built into the microwave. So yeah, there is a vent fan there. All right, we're ready to go back to the bedroom. There is a curtain. This must be the New Orleans Saint edition. That would explain the colors on the outside and all the fleur-de-lis. Okay, mystery solved. New York Saints, oh my God. New Orleans Saints edition. And look at the pillows. All right, mystery solved. Okay. I'm sorry, Saints fans, when I cast aspersions at your fleur-de-lis. All right, at least I pronounced it right. I think I did. All right, across from the bed, you got the wardrobe, multiple adjustable drawers, or shelves, I should say. And then you got drawers underneath. Pretty standard. You can see I'm sitting on the bed already now. Look at this. This is, for us, a little bit of a problem. There's no way to squeeze between here and the bed. So that's a little bit tight. Now, this bed is in that slide that's on the driver's side. And it's one of those where the bed is hinged, the bottom of the bed. You flip it up, you pull the slide in, and it slides over top. Now, let's see if there's storage under here. What do you think, Rose? Nope, that looks like a water tank, probably the freshwater tank, and your Xantrex inverter. It looks like maybe the water pump's down there. But it is easy access for all of your equipment. It's also got the back of the converter and your fuse and breaker box. So it's all there. We're not going to, this is the XL mattress. So you see how nice and thick it is. And we'll put the dimensions of the mattress up on the screen. I can't fit back here, but I'm gonna show you these cabinets. You've got this tiny little Jensen TV here, which is so cute. Look at it, it's adorable. It's on a little bit of a swivel, so you can see it from the bed. I mean, it's right there above the bed. What more do you need? And then you've got this wardrobe, double wardrobe. And you see there's a table in there. There are table mounts in the unit. So they put those tables and they slide them in wherever they can in the cabinets. Now, let's talk about this triple window system. Now, the shades are all closed and so you can see it. Wow, whoever bought this must love the Saints. But look at all the light that provides. When you're laying in bed, you can pretty much see 180 degrees on this side of the coach. And that's a huge advantage when you're lying in bed and you want to know what's going on outside. And maybe you're just not ready to get out of bed yet, but you want to know what's happening. So, yeah, we can see that. There's a fan overhead. And now you ready to see the bathroom? Okay, it's got this wood door. Now, it doesn't open very far. Now, you know when the slide comes in, it's not going to come any further than here. So you can access the bathroom when the slide is in. But even when the slide is out, It's tight getting in here. But the shower's not bad. You see, because of the shape of the Phoenix, because it's got that kind of weird shape on the outside, you get a little more extra hip room in here, and that's nice. Now, I am 6'1" with my sneakers on, and my head is just about hitting the top of this skylight. So if you're over 6'1", that's good, maybe a concern for you. It's got this really nice shower and shower wand system. Very bare bones walls, fiberglass shell. It does have the sliding door that we know and love. Yeah, that's great. Let's see if this light works in here. Give us a little more light. There we go. All right, and you see it's also got this. All right, what is that? Little bidet hose? Hey, listen, if you're going to have the fleur-de-lis, you might as well have the bidet, right? And then right around here, medicine cabinet with the mirror. You got a small sink, big enough for a bathroom, with some storage up underneath. And last but not least, let's check out this toilet and see what this position is like. That's porcelain. Yeah, plenty of room. Now, with the door closed, it's going to come right here. So my knee might get into it a little bit, but it's not bad. You got power back here to run your hair dryer or whatever you need. Also some switches for the water pump and heater, which is important to have in the bathroom. Up over top, you've got the air conditioning unit. Now, I don't see ducted AC throughout this unit, so it's possible that the AC is all shooting from this one unit unit in the ceiling. But I don't think that's a big problem because this isn't a very large RV inside. So if it's shooting back here, shooting up front, I don't think it's going to be that much of a big deal. You've got the fan here, and that's a plus as well. Overall, you know, we like the construction of it. These cabinets seem sturdy. They seem more like cabinets you would find in a house. So they seem like they would be heavy. But they still managed to get, 3,000 pounds of cargo capacity in this thing. So yeah, that's a definite plus. If you're in the market for a Class C that has that aerodynamic look, I see one more thing I forgot, hon. Look at this. Back here behind look at this. This is storage for the sink covers. We're always looking for a place to put these. And look at that. They thought of that. All right, back on topic. Overall, that's the kind of thing we like about these units. They're just different. They have a little bit different idea of how to use the space, and we always like to see that. If you're in the market for a Class C, you may want to give the Phoenix a close look. All right, we're going to take a look at another floor plan from Phoenix. The next unit from Phoenix we're going to be looking at is the 2026 Phoenix Cruiser 2552. Now this unit is also on that Econoline E450 chassis, but look at the color difference. The other one had that New Orleans Saints color scheme, and this one's got kind of a gray and burgundy and silver look, and it's the same kind of stripes. We like it. There's a lot going on here. Again, you're going to be noticed going down the road in one of these Phoenix Cruisers because they are unusual. All right, let's start on the outside. We didn't mention the large awning on the passenger side on the last unit, but it also has a large awning, but this one has it. The entire side of the coach is awning, so you have a very large outdoor living space, and we love to see that. All right, that Truma vent right here for the back of your water heater. Battery box right in the same position it was on the last unit. You've got a couple of 120 plugs here, and let's see what's behind this door. Okay, there's your storage compartment. It looks like we could fit our camping chairs in there. It looks just long enough for a couple of camping chairs, and that's a plus. And this one is hinged on the bottom, so it makes it a little easier to access. Let's go to the back. There's an exhaust for your cabin heater. Now this is a unthreaded connection for your fresh water tank, which means you can fill the fresh water tank with containers, or if you don't have a hose with a threading connection on it, you can still fill your fresh water tank. And that's useful, especially when you're going to like state campgrounds and places that may not necessarily have those water hookups. All right, let's see what's behind this cabinet. Now this is hinged on the top, and that is another one of those rather large carpeted storage boxes. Now we figured out what's under back here. This is just an access panel. Duh, there it is. Take a look in there. All right. That's like a cooler. Listen, we are a little bit half-assed in our views, but that is intentional because this is the first time we're seeing it. When we shoot our videos, we like to give you the honest reaction we have upon seeing it for the first time. Sometimes we miss stuff. We rely on in editing, we'll add information, and also we rely on you in the comments to tell us where we screwed up and then share that information for the viewers. So again, We would not have seen that if I hadn't pulled that up, but we did catch that one. So bully on us for catching one, right? This unit also has those same frameless windows, but you'll notice no slide on this one on the passenger side. This one's more of a conventional kind of setup. Now they do have a window in the back. I like this in the back, this molded back, that badging there, the little bit of color, very simplistic, but very nicely done. Let's see what's behind this cabinet. Now, is this another one of those real shallow ones? We're gonna find out right now. Yep, really shallow. You can put some stuff in there. It's just not gonna go very deep. And it's got those same LED lights in the bumper with the trailer hitch down there as well. And also your rear view camera. We don't even point those out anymore because that's pretty much standard in the RV world. And look, it's got the same setup for your sewer dump and for your city water connection, your gas and your outdoor shower. It's all right here. And your umbilical for shore power. And this appears to be a 50 amp plug. So that's very significant. All right, think it's the same stuff under here as like propane tank? Let's see. There we go. Yep, propane tank, right where we left it. I just have to get down on my knees. That's what I do. Oh, this one's locked. I guess I didn't need to get down on my knees, but I can tell you that's a storage compartment. I can see it underneath. And also that RVMP Flex Power 5.5K generator that we've been seeing a lot of. And then look, we got 2 vents on the slide on this side. Now, that tells me that if I were a betting man, I'd say there's a refrigerator back here. What do you think, Rose? Yep. But why are there 2? Let's go inside and find out. All right, looks like we got pretty much the same door we had on the last unit. These substantial hinges don't look like they're breaking anytime soon, and we've got the keyless entry system. We got 1 step coming out, very similar to the last unit. Same door, same shade for the window, same bug screen. All right. It looks very similar so far. Let's go inside and see if it is. Rose, I'm having deja vu all over again because look at the front compartment. Now, it's a little bit different texture on that, the cup holders and everything. You see that? I kind of like it. That's more of a metal look. But look, everything else looks about the same. Same E450 chassis, same comfy seats, with this a lighter, like a gray leather with a little bit of a texture to it. Very soft, very comfortable. The same setup up here with the cabinets and the TV. You've got the same cabinets over here, same cabinets here, and the same chair, only in gray, right there next to the door. So far, same RV, right? Well, we do have these cabinets over top. You remember in the last one, there were 3 cabinet doors here. In this one, there's 2.
And they're a different color.
Yeah, they're a little bit lighter, right? A little bit less wood grainy. This feels like a composite material, but it might be wood. I'm not sure, but this has that wood grain finish, and same as the valance all the way around the slide. Now this has the sofa as well with the recliners, and this has the little piece in the middle. The other one may have had this and we just didn't see it. Cup holders, no armrests on this side. We would have liked to have seen that, but yeah, definitely the recliners. Yeah, and what are we looking at, Rose?
What is that thing?
This controller, that's your thermostat for your Dometic air conditioning.
Oh.
Yeah, we didn't point that out in the other one too. That's a good eye, Rose. Rose spots these little details that I miss sometimes. That's why we're a great team, right, babe?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about those vents because, yeah, also in the slide, just like in the other unit, you've got the fridge, but also look at these drawers. Now look, even the inside drawers have a little bit of a texture. I don't know if you can see that, but they've got kind of a diagonal look. I don't know, can you even see that? But yeah, it's nicely done because when you open the cabinet door, you're basically seeing another cabinet facing. And it looks like the same refrigerator freezer combo that we saw, the Norcold fridge, in the last unit. So far it's still pretty similar, right? All right, let's just flip around to the kitchen. All right, we've got a nearly identical kitchen as well. Same deep bowl sink, different faucet. I like the stainless, but we just wish it was a little higher. Same counter extension. Now this one has more storage under it. It doesn't have that box there blocking that bottom shelf, so that's good. We've got 3 drawers here. We like that. They don't have the fleur-de-lis handles, but they have some nice stainless handles. And these have that facing that we like as well. Yeah. So very nice system here. You got the same dual burner gas cooktop, your storage space for the sink cover, as well as your pop-up 120s, USB-A and USB-C. We didn't point out the window behind the sink, but that's pretty standard these days. Same microwave, convection oven, and it's got the venting underneath. All right, now is where we're going to come to the big differences in this unit. This unit's a little bit longer than the last unit, so they've managed to fit a couple of twin beds back here. Now this is more in line with that Hoosier custom cruiser that we looked at previously, because these twin beds are here and the bathroom's behind me. This whole back section is completely new. So follow along. I'm going to go through every cabinet. You've got wardrobes on both sides with shelves, so you can either use it as a wardrobe or shelves. It looks like this one's set up for shelves. Let's see, this one also, yeah, set up for shelves. And 3 more storage compartments. Actually, it's 1 big storage compartment with 3 doors. You see the substantial hinges on there. We just wish they had a latch keeping them in place, but that happens. Now you see right under this cabinet, you've got this much space between your feet and the bed. Well, we had that same situation in our Class B. I didn't find it a problem to sleep under there. It's not like claustrophobic or anything, and I don't think I ever hit my feet on the top when I wasn't planning to do it. So I don't think that's an issue, but I will tell you, these twin beds, I'm a big fan of the twin bed setup because they have dual use. You can see that these are set up with the pillows like this. So these are like 2 sofas. So this is like a separate living area from the area up front that had the reclining sofa. So if you want to get away, you want to separate space, maybe you have kids, the kids are playing up there, maybe they're watching TV, you can come back here and you can use these twin beds as sofas during the day. You see, you get a lot of natural light from these windows. And the windows on either side also provide ventilation because at night when you're sleeping or even during the day, you get a good cross breeze through here. So it makes it very comfortable. We like the recess, it's not recess, but the LED lighting up here underneath the cabinets as well as reading lights. That's always helpful. And one thing you always get with these, or almost always get with these twin beds, is storage underneath. Now these have locking, very substantial locks on them to keep them closed. And you can see this system is just, it's a very easy system. And if something breaks, it's very easy to replace. We like it when they keep it simple, because we like to break stuff and even we can fix it if it breaks. You've got your panel there for your breakers and your fuses, as well as the access panel for some of the electrical systems. So I don't think there's any storage under this bed. We always like to look anyway, but I don't think so. Nope, that's all screwed down. But it is easily accessible for maintenance and any repairs that you might need. Look up, Rose. We've got, instead of ducted AC, what do we got? 2 ACs. So this unit is a dual AC unit. That's helpful if you want 2 separate areas of climate, because you do have this curtain which separates the front and back living areas. All right, let's go back to the kitchen because this is exciting. Now look, you got another one of those.
You mean the bathroom?
What did I say, kitchen? I'm losing it. It's because I got distracted by the other controller for the Dometic, because I was happy I actually pointed it out before Rose saw it. Or she probably saw it and just didn't say anything. She was just being nice. All right, back in the bathroom. It's a decent sized bathroom. Now this is a pocket door. We don't mind the pocket door at all. Now, the only thing we have an issue with is sometimes we'll see the pocket door where it's not enclosed on both sides. This one is, so it may be a little bit harder to maintain if you have an issue with the door coming off track. But overall, the pocket door we think is a great use of the space. You don't want that big door swinging out. The shower here is a standard size shower. It's the rectangular pan, but I am touching I'm touching here. So 6'1" with my sneakers on. This one has the same shower wand, but in stainless steel. And also it's got that nice kind of faux marble tile look like that. Little sink, storage under the sink. Also medicine cabinet and more storage over top. Got the window in the back, that's helpful. I don't think the other one had a window in the back. So you could actually use the rearview mirror to see back there. I don't think you're gonna see much, but if you're towing something, it's nice to know it's still there. Here's a big wardrobe. Okay, this is the wardrobe. All right, and there's some shelves in here on the side. We like that, it's very similar to the Hoosier setup. And then they're storing the table here, once again. And LED lights in here, fans throughout. Pretty stable cabinets. I don't hear anything that's gonna rattle. Do you, Rose? No rattle back here, and that's always a good thing. All right, we also have that little bidet and the toilet. Let's talk about the toilet. It's got the porcelain toilet, and it's got the foot flush. All right, no problem. That's what we have. Foot flush is fairly common, and I've got plenty of room. I've actually got more room in this bathroom than I did in the last unit. Overall, I think we're liking this unit a little bit better than the last one, and it's not just because it's larger. Rose just said off camera that she really likes the color scheme. What did you call it? Cute?
Yes.
It's a cute color scheme, apparently. I don't know. Just a hint of color with the yellow. But yeah, I like the colors. It looks a lot brighter in here, a lot more airy. Of course, you don't have your hardcore New Orleans Saints, theme going on. But I like the twin beds, and I think it makes this space more than just a bedroom. It's also a second living room. So that's always a plus. Overall, this Phoenix Cruiser, we're digging it. Yeah. Better than the first one, yeah. But we got one more to look at, and we might like that one even better. So let's go take a look. The last unit we're going to be looking at is the 2026 Phoenix 1561. Now this is their compact unit. This was built for the diversity of usage and just versatility and all, because it's very compact. It's got one slide, and it's a small slide. This one is not on the E450 chassis. This one is on the Ford Transit 350 chassis, which we're going to take a look at once we get on the inside. But on the outside, let's notice the styling here. It's just very simplistic. You've got that little touch of orange. We like just a little touch of color. It adds so much to the exterior. You got this huge awning. You can see the LED lights reflecting off of the paint. So the LED light strip appears to be on the outside of the awning arm when it comes out and covers your entire living space. Now you're going to notice there's no door here. There are frameless windows. The door is in the back on this one, like you see in a lot of these compact Class C RVs. Now that cabinet's closed or locked up, but there's your propane tank. And that looks like a little storage compartment, even though I can't get it open right now. That's what it looks like to me. If it's not, I'll let you know on the screen. And then the battery box right there. You got your 120 plugs here. Here's another one of those vents. I bet you can guess what's back there, as well as a vent for cabin heater or water heater, and then also your unthreaded fresh water connection. As we're moving around, you can see the lights here. There's a lot of lights on here, the LED lights. There's another one of these cabinets in the back, and it's the same setup. Very narrow. It doesn't. It's for your fishing poles. It could be for fishing poles. Yeah, why not? I like how you think, Rose. I'm gonna take this out fishing. Let's continue around the side. Good job, Rose. I like that. What do we got here? Oh, there's storage hose. Storage for your waste hose. That's good to see. So it must not have that long macerator hose. There's your umbilical for shore power, outdoor shower, your city water connections, another vent for your cabin heater, and look at this little tiny slide, hon. It's so cute, I can give it a hug. Yeah, with the frameless windows on there. And we're gonna get down on our hands and knees and show you. All right, I can't get into that cabinet. They've got it locked, but you can see what's here underneath because the generator's right there. A Cummins generator. We'll put the specs on there. And this is a storage cabinet. I can tell by looking underneath. Yep, I'm getting my exercise today. All right, let's get our exercise by going inside. I don't know about you, but I kind of think this is unusual, but I kind of like having the door back here because it looks like this is the natural place to set that picnic table that you find at the campgrounds and give you that outdoor space, because I have a feeling this is going to open up into the kitchen area. Nor am I incorrect. Well, I think that's a kitchen area. I don't know. I can't tell. It's got that same RV door with the window and the shade. Same setup with the one step and the bug screen. Same grab handle. Let's go inside. Yep, I was right. Coming right in the back door. You're coming right into your kitchen area. Now we got a rear-facing kitchen. You've got that nice window here, so you can keep an eye on the kitties or whatever else behind the RV. That massive microwave oven and the cabinet beside it. Same really good quality cabinets. Same kind of setup here, except look what we got here. A little bit shallower, a little bit smaller square sink, but it does have the storage space for the sink cover. And that's a nice thing. You could also store like high bottles and stuff here because this shelf only goes down about that deep. So that's nice. This looks like the pop-up for your power. I'm not going to mess with that right now because I like to break things. Up underneath. All right, ample storage. Remember, this is a more compact unit, so they're fitting what they can. And here's access to your, looks like your fresh water tank.
How many burners?
On the cooktop, we got 2. That same dual burner gas cooktop. Did I show you this cabinet? That one's deep. That's a really big cabinet. Small door, big cabinet.
No bueno faucet.
Yeah, this faucet, same one we had in our Class B. We like a good high faucet. It does have some light switches here. Okay, right next to the kitchen, you've got the door for the bathroom. So let's go take a look in there. You see, I got it right this time. Kitchen, bathroom. Got it right this time. All right, let's look at same size shower. Okay. So they fit the same size shower in the smaller unit. That's a plus. It's a standard size rectangular shower. The only thing I worry about is the headroom because I'm touching again. Just barely touching. But it does have that stainless shower wand. Very familiar. We like the color scheme, right, Rose? That's a porcelain toilet. You've got storage under the sink. Little baby sink, which is just enough. Yeah, and there's the mirror on the back here. And let's check the position. All right. A little bit of a challenge if the door is closed. I think my knee would be into it. Again, yeah, there you go. Bam. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to be sitting like this. I'm going to be sitting side saddle on this toilet. So yeah, it's a little tight in here. Now, if you're really friendly with the person that you're traveling with, then it's not a big deal. But other than that, you're going to be a little tight. All right, across from the bathroom, we've got this Norcold separated refrigerator freezer. Not quite as large as the other ones. Again, more compact. Got your breaker and fuse box. And now it's still got that same, different color, but that same kind of texture here with the diagonal that comes out. Really nice. What's under here? More storage. More storage over there. And what's across? What do we got here? This looks like, that's a large wardrobe. You would need some kind of storage system to keep things separated in there because there's no drawers or like divisions inside there, but that's not a problem. This is the stuff for your convection oven. And there's a vent under there. Okay, sorry about that. You're gonna see some flickering on the screen. Sometimes these lights are on a frequency that messes with our camera. So sorry about that flickering. There's not much we can do about it. We're just gonna have to deal, right, Rose? Mm-hmm. All right, let's talk about the slide because here's the area where the slide is on the outside. Now you saw it was a tiny little slide. Well, guess what? It's that little love seat recliner thing, and it's pretty comfortable. It's very soft. I don't think this is leather. This feels more like a vinyl. The only issue I have, as you saw when I sat down, I'm kind of automatically reclined. This back cushion is deflating a bit. And also, my head is into the window. So the cushion isn't really rising high enough to keep my head out of these windows. But let's talk about the windows because the windows are definitely a plus. We like having the windows on both sides. We mentioned it in the other unit that had the bedroom with the windows on every side. I can see all around outside. It's like I'm outside the coach. So it's really, it brings the outdoors in. And I like that because directly across from me, I'm also looking out a rather large window, which is vented. But before we go over, okay, yeah, Rose can show it. Yeah, there's the window. Yeah, well, you've got these two shades. You've got a privacy shade and you also have a blackout shade. That's pretty standard and it's on all sides. And you got the valance running along top. You've got some reading lights up here. You've got USB A and C. You got 120 volt plugs as well. So plenty of power options. And let's take a look. This is that three-door cabinet setup we saw in the first unit. Yep, they're bringing it over right here. Like that wood grain, it's definitely, it looks like it's barely stained, right? This is very kind of raw wood, very country looking. All right, let's go over to the other side where Rose saw the window. We've got a small dinette over here. Above the dinette, a very large cabinet. Now, if you're traveling as two people, it's not going to be a problem because you've got your lounge space over there where Rose has just sat down and look at her. She's so comfortable. Don't fall asleep over there, Rose. Yeah. All right. And you also have your place to play cards. You can have your meals here. If you're traveling with 4 people, obviously it's going to be a little more of a challenge. But yeah, especially the sleeping because this turns into a bed. That sofa turns into a bed. And I don't see any other bed in this unit. Sometimes you'll see them up in the ceiling, they'll come down. It looks like they're relying on just this for bedding. If that's not the case, we'll make sure that we put it in the comments. But the dinette is ample for 2 people, this would be great. Rose and I could play cards here. This is a very comfortable seating position, certainly high enough. And the table's really nice. As you can see, it's adjustable. It's got the lips there to turn this into a bed. Now, there's just always storage under these dinettes. There isn't always storage under these dinettes, but this one has it. Yeah, both sides. So good storage area. They're comfortable cushions. Now, as far as the height of the back cushion, let's see. It's not bad because it's so far from the wall. I'm not getting into the wall behind me, so it's not as much a concern from that point. All right, moving up towards the front, you can see a very familiar setup over top, except for we don't have that etched glass on these cabinets, but the same cabinet setup that Phoenix likes to use. You got the one cabinet here. It doesn't have the extra cabinets here. Again, shorter unit, but it does have your JBL and Sony controllers, as well as your flat panel TV. So, yeah, let's talk about all the controls. They're all back here on the wall. Right here where you need to access it. And we're moving up now to the actual Ford driving position. Now, this is a Transit. It's the 350 Transit. And, you know, the Transit's very similar to the ProMaster in seating and comfort. It does also have the shifter here on the dash with the screen. But unlike the ProMaster, the Ford has this console coming out a little bit further. It gets into my knee a little bit. We're big fans of the Mercedes, but the Ford, it's not a bad option. It's not a bad option for you because they've made a lot of improvements in their fit and finish. Ford used to be a lot more basic, and now they've added a lot more modern features, including the touchscreen. So there's not a lot of storage up here. You got the visors. You do have the camera system, sort of in the same position that it would be if there was a rear view mirror. So that's a plus for being able to see when you're backing up, because there's not a lot of view with these mirrors. Overall, we like this compact Phoenix unit. It's got everything you need. It's got that jackknife. It's not like a jackknife sofa. It's a little bit more than that. So it's got the bedding. It's got that little mini twin on the other side. So there is plenty of sleeping for 2 people and maybe a pet. I don't know about kids. We'll see. But it's got everything you need, and it's very compact. So if you're looking for something versatile like that, then you definitely want to give this Phoenix model a good look. Well, we hope you enjoyed that look at these 3 models from Phoenix. We did enjoy it. It was pretty cool. If you did like the video, please consider subscribing. And if you do, make sure you ring that bell for notifications so you'll be told every time we post a new video. Please, those thumbs up, those likes really go a long way to supporting the channel, and we do appreciate them. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and
sometimes TikTok.
Sometimes TikTok. In the meantime, we will see you in the next video.